So this is on trail day 119. It is Wednesday, October 28th, 2020. And stayed last night down at the Gravel Springs Hut, which is down that trail. Getting kind of an early start today. So a little after 9. There was several people at the shelter last night, and they're still there this morning. We got 5.7 miles to go to get to the wayside with burgers and sodas and ice cream. And we should be there just in time for lunch. Well, it looks like we might get our first good view. All right. Still got some good leaf color. A lot of the leaves have fallen already, but maybe we'll get some more of those today. Here's a view of the trail post. Said it's called a launch site. Not exactly sure what we're launching, but not a bad view. We're crossing Skyline Drive again, and there's an overlook right here that I can see. So I'm going to take a slight trail detour and check it out. Hogback overlook, elevation 3,385 feet. Let's see what it looks like. Not a bad view at all. It was worth a little side trip. I'm walking back to the trail from the little information stand, and that's kind of the same view we saw from the mountain over there, and then we had to climb up over this one with the tower on it. I'll get back to the trail. We got like 2.5 miles, give or take, before we get to lunch. This is a quite pleasant section of trail. We got like a little over a mile before we get to the Elk Wallow way station. It's just a little after 11, so It's supposed to start raining tonight and then rain all day tomorrow into the next day. I'm not completely sure. I mean, I could hike a trail like this in the rain with no problem. You don't get any views or anything when it's cloudy and raining either. So, I don't know. We'll see. That's tomorrow. But so far, we had a couple of views a day, but most of the trail in Shenandoah is just walking in the woods. So it doesn't too much matter if it's raining or not. So we crossed Skyline Drive, and I'm going to take this blue trail to the Elk Wallow Wayside, which is right there through the trees. And it's 11:40, so perfect timing. I'm going to go in here and see what kind of food and snacks they may have, and grab lunch and maybe a couple things to go, and get back on the trail. We got almost 6 miles of our 17-mile day done, so probably spend about an hour or so here and then get started back south. So I'm back on the AT, leaving the Elk Wallow Wayside. I had a good burger and fries. And it's a father and son section hiker that was at the hostel and then stayed in the shelter last night. They showed up about the time I was getting ready to leave, but the guy had been talking about how good their milkshakes were, and I didn't get a milkshake, so he offered to get me a milkshake. So I ended up staying a little longer than planned, but it's almost 1:30, so I was there for like 2 hours. But that's alright. We got just a touch over, it's like 11.3 miles. I think I can still get that done by dark. If not, it won't be too long after dark. There's only 3,000 foot of elevation ascent in that next 11 miles, so shouldn't be bad. Got a big old black snake. He's like, don't eat me. It's the first snake I've seen in a while. saw a couple of small ones in Maine. Those warm days they had just before the end. They had that climb from the wayside, but pretty much ever since then it's been fairly casual. The elevation profile, it looks like they're going to save the last of the climbing for the end of the day before we get to the shelter. This is about typical. We get all sweaty and your clothes get all wet just in time to get into camp. Okay, so I haven't had cell service most of the day, but finally got some, checked the weather, and it's still supposed to start raining around midnight, 2 o'clock tonight, and rain all day tomorrow, and then tomorrow night, like 80% or better, and then 20-mile-an-hour wind gust. I guess it's from the hurricane that just came up through the Gulf. I don't know. Anyway, there's a hostel in Luray that has availability for tonight and tomorrow. So rather than hang out all day and camp in my hammock, which would be kind of nice, other than having to pack up a wet tarp and all the next morning. Guess I'll go take a zero in the hostel. I thought about hiking in it, but I don't know. Any views that there are, I want to see. So we got about 3.5 miles to go. It's 3:45. It's going to cut roughly 3 miles off my 17-mile day. So that'll make it a 14 miles. Yeah, 14 miles. Well, still not a bad day. I got to see a little bit today, instead of it being foggy like yesterday. Of course, it never fails. We've been smooth sailing all day. I set up a shuttle time. The trail gets rocky. Yes, the trail does provide. Sometimes it just provides what you don't need when you don't need it. Maybe it was just a short little rocky bit. I can't remember if it said there was any views between here and the road or not. If they are, I'll be sure to check them out. I know Luray Caverns is in Luray, so I'll have to see if that's open. I don't know how they're doing cavern tours for COVID, if they're open or not. If they are, that'd be a pretty cool thing to check out on a rainy day. Some random pipe out across the trail. Anyway, that's the plan. Go to the hospital and avoid the storm. I don't know, it's one thing when you wake up in a storm, and it's another when you can do something about it in advance. Well, you can't do nothing about the storm itself. I was coming up the trail and didn't even see this doe until she was right here behind this log, and she jumped. It's dangerous for you to be so trusting. You know it's deer season. She's like, I'm in the park. Nobody out here hunts. She's like, why are you staring at me? You're weird. It must be like, if you imagine if a bear was sitting there just staring at you, you know, you'd be like, well, is he kind of thinking about eating me or what's he doing? The deer's probably thinking the same thing. About to cross the road again. So I got about 1.5 miles to go. We had a decent little uphill for about 1 mile, but it's all flat or downhill now. This is a quite nice piece of trail. It's pine needles and leaves, no rocks or roots. It's 4:30. It's been a pretty good day. I'm 0.7 from the road. Looks like the trail maintainer anticipating the rain and come raked all the leaves out of the drainways and for the most part the middle of the trail. I guess that way everything doesn't clog up with leaves and start washing the trail out. But it's 5 minutes to 5. So I've done 4 miles in about 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's pretty good. If I kept going, I would probably make it to the shelter before it got dark. But I think I'd have to go over that mountain right there to get there. So at least I'm saving myself some uphill. Of course, when I start back on Friday, I'll have to start right that uphill. Oh well. Well, I guess that's about it for today. Since we'll be finished here in about 15 minutes or so. And we'll resume this trek south on Friday morning. Hopefully I can get some videos uploaded Right now, the Katahdin is the last one. I haven't had good enough cell service or anywhere that had good enough Wi-Fi to upload anything. I got videos on my phone ready to get them uploaded. Hopefully I can do that while I'm in town and get everybody caught up. Oh, that's it. We'll see you back out on the trail on Friday the 30th.